Hey guys, it's Cody and it's Saturday night and we're almost about ready to wrap up our study of Holy Week. You know, what's going on in the life of Christ each and every day, starting with last Sunday on Palm Sunday all the way through Resurrection Sunday tomorrow. And tonight, or today, what's going on in the life of Jesus is his body is in the tomb, but his soul is not. His spirit's not there. His body is there, but he's not. And there's some stuff going on, and I want to explain this to you, and I want to read you some scriptures and explain it to you and let you know exactly what's going on today on that Saturday, which what we see as Saturday. It may not have been a Saturday in Jesus' time, but first I want to read to you out of Revelation chapter 1, and I'm going to read verse 18 to you, and then we're going to flip over to Hebrews chapter 2 and read verse 14. So, Revelation chapter 1 verse 18 says, I am he who lives and was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore. Amen. And I have the keys of Hades and of death. So this is Jesus talking to John in the book of Revelation. And Jesus says, I was the one who was dead. I was alive. Then I was dead. And behold, now I'm alive again forevermore. I'm never going to die again. And I have the keys to death and to Hades. So what does that mean? Well, if we flip over and we read in Hebrews, we'll understand it a little bit more. So if we read Hebrews chapter 2, verse 14, it says, Inasmuch then as the children have partaken of flesh and blood, he himself, these are both capitalized, meaning Jesus, likewise shared in the same, that through death he might destroy him who had the power of death, that is, the devil. So that'll help us to understand what's going on over here in Revelation. So what Jesus was telling John is that, hey, remember back when I died? Well, what I did in that time when I was in the tomb, when y'all thought I was gone and forever, is I had to die, and he fought Satan and took the keys of death. And it wasn't really much of a fight. I mean, Jesus has always had authority over Satan and all the rest of the angels. But basically what Jesus is saying is Satan's sole goal is to separate us from God through sin, which causes death which causes us to die. And Satan's like, if I can get them killed, if I can get them to sin, I can get them to be separated from God, and then they'll die and they'll live in eternity separated from Christ and from God. And what Christ did was Christ said, I can overcome what you think is going to separate them forever. I can overcome death. So Christ died on the cross. He was in the tomb, and he arose again and overcame death. And what he did was he took away the keys. He took away the authority of death and Hades from Satan. And that's what Hebrews tells us, that he went down there and he whooped Satan and he took the keys from him. So what Christ did on the cross had to be done. He had to overcome death. He had to die. He had to, and in their time, you had to be dead really 3 days to be considered really dead. I mean, I don't understand all of it, but that's kind of what their tradition was, and that's why he was 3 days in the tomb. So hope y'all will join us tomorrow. I hope tomorrow, being Easter Sunday, that everybody gets up and goes to church somewhere, goes to a church service. Let a pastor or a preacher talk to you about who Jesus is, what he did for you. If you're not saved, I hope that it'll move you to think about your salvation for the rest of your life, and that maybe you'll walk the aisle tomorrow, or at least talk to a preacher or deacon or a church member about what salvation really means and how to obtain it. And just remember, we love you, God bless you, and y'all keep praying.